I wanted to share with you today a few tips on traveling healthy, especially during this transitional time into spring. A lot of people are getting sick. I know in Colorado where I live, a lot of people had the flu. And my daughter and I actually have been traveling for the past 2 months, off and on, for her sport. And we have been getting sick, getting well, have earaches, have a cough, hoarse voice, and what have we been doing to actually make it through and really keep us going? So when we're traveling, it's really hard to, number one, maintain a healthy lifestyle. And so one of the things that we did is when we very first came here, we're in Dallas right now, we're here for NCA. We actually ordered groceries from Whole Foods. So we were able to get some fresh fruit, some vegetables, pre-made as well, some seaweed snacks, that kind of thing, kind of just to keep a fresh diet in our lives. Because sometimes we just don't like some of the restaurants, and because it's so busy around here, and she and I also have a lot of dietary needs, special needs that we need to take care of. We have to really be careful in how we eat. So I always travel with some kind of citrus or natural vitamin C to have with us, and we also brought some fruit. And two, while we're traveling, a lot of the time, both of us may get constipated or we may get things that happen. So fresh fruit really helps kind of keep you regular. And also too, I travel with, and I make these myself. This is a flax powder, and I also put a triphala powder mixed with it. So this helps with digestion and helps to maintain healthy bowel movements. So I make these pills myself, and I bring them with me. And I also bring some teas, and we have chamomile tea, and this is a wonderful anti-inflammatory. It's great for digestive, it's carminative, and it'll help, especially at night, after it's been a long, crazy day and we really do need to relax. I'll give my daughter some chamomile tea. And for myself, I always bring a Tulsi tea with me. And I love these. I love this brand. I'm not affiliated with any of these companies, but I love this brand, and I love their sweet rose Tulsi. I think it's wonderful. And for myself, I love a black tea in the morning, so I just bring that myself and just make sure, especially since I love having organic, I just make sure I bring a few with me. And then ginger aid. So ginger is also going to be for what we call sour belly, right? And after we eat, our bellies hurt, or even too, if you're starting to come down with something, you're not feeling so well, you're feeling a little run down, ginger tea. And if you can't get to any ginger tea, of course you can always get to your local grocery place, or and look for some fresh ginger root, and you can always just boil some water. And then I just place everything in a bag and just put it in my suitcase. Easy peasy. So as far as other herbs that I bring with me, something easy is to bring is cold snap. So cold snap, it says here 20 herbs to restore righteous chi. And I've been using this product off and on for over 10 years. And I do have to say that that is true. If we're feeling something starting to come on, or even if you are sick and you're not at home and you're not around your usual allies, cold snap can be found many places. And I always just buy the powder. So it's just in a powder form. It's not in a pill, but you can buy it in the pill, and I'll sprinkle some into water, and I'll drink that several times a day. And so it has different directions on the bottle, and really asking you to use your intuition as well as being smart about how to use Chinese medicine. And this is something that's really great, and I love doing that. So this is something good as a preventative as well. So also, if you start to get sick, and while you're sick, this does help really boost your immunity. And then as far as hand sanitizers go, I did buy this at first, but then I always refill it with my own a hand sanitizer that I use with different essential oils. So basically, you know, because you're gonna run through it quite a bit, and I don't like to use anything with too much alcohol in it. And so I'll just add some water, or I will add a rose hydrosol or a sage hydrosol, yarrow hydrosol. I really love those for hand sanitizing. And then I will add about 10 drops of essential oil to this, shake it up, and use that. The essential oils that I use are tea tree oil, or I'll use eucalyptus. And right now what I'm using is this Breathe respiratory blend, and I'll put a few drops in that because this is going to be multifaceted. Most essential oils are antibacterial, antimicrobial, some stronger than others, like thyme. I really love to use thyme in my hand sanitizing blend, but I can't carry a bunch with me. So either I'll have a special blend from a company, or I will make my own and bring it with me. And so right now we have this because we were having some respiratory issues before we came, and there was a little bit of congestion and a cough. And so not only was this in our hand sanitizer, but I also put it on a little cloth while we're on the plane and breathe it in throughout the time. And then when we get here, when we get to the hotel, I will actually also have a steamy hot shower and put some in a cup of steaming water and steam with it, breathing it in while I'm in the shower. And then also too, I have a calming blend. Again, this is for after a long day. We've been out running around, and Tala is doing her cheerleading all day. And at the end of the day, it's nice to have a nice bath with some calming essential oils in it. Or I will mix some into a little bit of oil and kind of give her a nice foot rub. I never go anywhere without arnica, especially arnica homeopathic. My daughter's bound to get hurt during cheer and or just during play, and it's something that's really good to have. She actually got hurt last night, and we needed to utilize it. So it's always something good to have on hand as just a first aid with you all the time. And then I never go anywhere without echinacea. So echinacea is multifaceted in the sense of, again, you can use it in the same way that you use cold snap. At the onset of an illness, you can use it topically if someone gets cut or hurt. You can use it while you're sick. You can use it to help boost immunity, to boost white blood cell count. But if you do use echinacea in that way, you need to take it for at least around 10 days so your white blood cell count doesn't go down. If your immune system is still fighting something, you may get sick again. So you want to make sure that you keep taking the echinacea for around 10 days. And then I have a tea tree oil, again, antibacterial, antimicrobial. I travel with tea tree as kind of like my go-to. If I don't have anything else, if I didn't have anything else and I forgot things, I always can have tea tree. It can go in my hand sanitizer. It can go on cuts or scrapes or bruises. You could also do 1 drop in some water and drink it if you're experiencing anything like a cold or a flu or something like that is starting to happen. Sore throat, you could put 1 drop in water, shake it with some salt that you can get from the restaurant and gargle it. And so that'll really help with the sore throat. And then also too, I have this, you can kind of barely see my label now, but this is throat spray that I make. And what's in this particular one is a, mostly it's usnea. I have usnea in there, and I also have some lemon balm glycerate, and I will use that as my throat spray, or even just as a preventative, especially while I'm traveling. I like to use usnea because it does really act as a natural antibiotic. I don't use it unless I need it. And then also too, so these are things that I actually make. This echinacea is just echinacea tincture, and I did harvest this from South Dakota, and the usnea harvested from Colorado. So these are things that I make, but you can buy them separately and put them in your own bottles. But something that you could buy, it's already done, is the Myco Shield Immune Support, and this one is a citrus flavored one. Again, this is also a spray, so a few squirts here and there. It's small enough to go in your quart-sized bag and you keep it with you. And I especially use all of these things and I keep them with me on the plane. I do not like to be separated from my herbs or my medicines while I'm traveling. So I always make sure that I have at least these things with me in my carry-on, my personal bag. And then I actually do have a salve, so I ran out of jars before I was leaving. So I had this old jar. Of course, if you make your own medicines, you know that you just reuse them. And so I washed this out and I put a salve in, so an all-around healing salve that I brought with me, and I just bring a little bit of that too. And then I brought a menthol chest rub. And so this is more of a generic brand one. And if it needs a little bit of more strength, then I will add some of that Breathe essential oil to it. And I always travel with the bitters. And so, again, I made my own and I reused a bottle that I had with something and I carry it with me all the time. But I always bring bitters with me to help with digestion because of the travel and eating different foods, and you're eating out, you really do need that help. And rose geranium is just a actual scent that I love and I like to have on hand. Is more of like an herbal ally for me. Is a scent that just like keeps me grounded, keeps me sane. It's something that I travel with, I keep with me. People are always commenting, that really smells nice. What is that? Because it's mostly my perfume. I have it on all the time. Last but not least, I have these slippery elm balls that I made. Our voices get very hoarse, as you can hear, throughout the time of screaming for our teams at cheer. And so I will make a few slippery elm balls and just put them in a little tin that I have. So I think that that's everything I covered. This is just what I bring as my little go-to travel kit, as you would say. It's very compact, and these things are easy to get anywhere at any grocery store nowadays. Any grocery store that really has anything natural, you can find a lot of these items, or you can make them yourself, or you can contact me and I can always help you figure it out. So stay healthy and we'll see you next time.